The second half of City SC Utah taking on South Florida football, the Game 3 of the MLS Cup 2026 here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Tate passing the ball over to Josh. Josh swings the ball over farther right to Brock. Brock over to Eli. Eli gets the ball over to Lau. Lau plays the ball over right-hand side to Eli. Eli throws the ball down the line to Jex. It goes out of bounds, and it will be South Florida throwing in front of their own bench. Ball thrown back, challenged by Sebas. Blue still with possession. Jex getting a toe in there, and the ball rolls out of bounds. The call is white throw-in. Eli. Throws the ball down to Sebas. Sebas back over to Eli. Eli, his pass is intercepted by Blue. Lau gets a toe on it. Breaking the tackle is Blue. Blue approaching midfield on the left-hand side, slowed down by Jason. And then Blue switches the field to the right-hand side. Nice touch by Blue. Blue plays it farther wide right. Inside the box, crossed, shot, and it goes in. South Florida with the equalizer early in the first half.
All right, let's go, City. Lock in.
Score tied 1-1. Kickoff from City. Ball played over to the far left-hand side over to Tate. Tate brings the ball up just before midfield, plays it in the center over to Sebas. Sebas plays it over the right-hand side over to Eli. Eli crosses midfield, tries to connect. Ball dispossessed. It was at the feet of Gabe. Blue now with possession. Circles the ball back. And ball played up over on the left-hand side for Blue. Blue gets it through and kicked out of bounds. It'll be Blue throw-in at the top of their attacking third on the right. Ball thrown in. Tate tackles the ball away, gets the ball loose, breaks two tackles, brings the ball into the center, takes a third tackle, gets it over to Sebas. Pass intercepted. And Jason is able to intercept that pass, get it to the feet of Sebas. Sebas stutter steps, gets the ball over on the left-hand side, and cleared out by Blue. And the call is Blue throw-in. Blue throws the ball into the center, and is picked up by Bryce. Brock goes down real quick. Looks like he's grabbing his right ankle. Bryce plays the ball over to the right-hand side, over to Eli. Eli in the center, over to Lau. Lau, ball dislodged. Blue will get it. Sebas challenging. Blue, it's a scrum. Somehow Jason emerges with the ball just past midfield. Ball crossed over to the left-hand side to the feet of Jex. Jex, scissor move, looking for help on the left. Lays it off over to Tate. Not going to get there, and Blue will get there first. Tate using his buddy. Jex gets a toe on it. Kept in bounds by Blue. And Josh gets the ball over to Jex. Jex takes a touch to the left-hand side. And he's bodied out, and it will roll. No, Jex keeps it in bounds. moves over to the right, into the center, brought down by Gabe, shot. Just go to the right-hand side. South Florida's keeper diving to the left to stop it. South Florida rolls the ball out over the left-hand side. Jason on defense, Sebas on defense, Gabe now trying to block off the passing lane. Jason uses his body, Lau is able to recover. Lau puts it in the center to Sebas, nice turn by Sebas. Sebas plays over to the left-hand side over to Henry. Henry, wider left over to Jex, and a sliding tackle out. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be White throwing down by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Jex throws the ball in, gets it to Sebas. Sebas to Tate. Tate winds up, feigns a shot, gives it over to Lau. Lau moves over to the left, over to Henry. Henry on the left-hand side, lays it off over to Jex. Jex crosses the ball over, and it'll be scooped up by the South Florida keeper. South Florida rolls the ball out over to the right-hand side. And a 1-2 pass intercepted. Henry will recover after a pass from Josh. Henry to Jex. Jex on the left-hand side. Looks for help, lays it off to Henry. Henry moves the ball over more towards the center, gives it over to Sebas. Cuts back, still there, shot, and it's gonna go in. Sebas puts City up 2-1. South Florida takes the kickoff, plays it into the center, moves the ball over to the left-hand side now. Ball up at midfield on the left, played into the center, challenged there by Lau, recovered by Caleb, back over to Lau, over to Sebas, Sebas over to Eli, Eli past midfield, back over to Sebas, Sebas in the circle in the D, swings the ball wider left over to Tate. Tate dodges a tackle, gets over to the left-hand side, plays in the center over to Sebas. Sebas to the right-hand side over to Lau. Lau fakes a shot and stopped at the left corner pole by the Florida keeper. South Florida rolls the ball out to the far left-hand side. Gabe chasing that ball down. It goes past the defender, and it'll be White throw in at midfield. Looks like it'll be Eli taking the throw in. Eli gets the ball down the line over to Jex. Jex on the right-hand side takes a couple of shots, sliding tackle, and a foul called against South Florida. This will be a free kick opportunity about 12 yards out on the right-hand side. Looks to be Sebas who will be taking the kick. Whistle given. Sebas assesses, runs up to the ball, right footed kick. It's going to go to the far left post, just over the couple of heads. And Tate running to get there, won't get there in time, and it will be blue throw in.
Quick take. Josh, what's overlap?
Ball thrown down the line, chipped up into the center, a 1-2 by Blue. Josh with a header, and that is Sebas who pushed, and so it'll be free kick, a handball. Blue plays the ball over to the far left-hand side, headed away by Eli, brought down by Blue. Blue moving over to the center, shimmies to the right, and now it'll be Tate on defense. Ball moving over into the center. Tate toes the ball away. Blue will recover Josh, and Brock gets that ball out. Blue will circle back to the left-hand side, play it wide left, bringing the ball up at the top of their middle third on the left-hand side. approaching the attacking third. Ball played back against the line, and Eli will clear that ball out. Center back for South Florida brings the ball down, and that is Sebastian taking on the brunt of all that work. Gets the ball to Tate. Tate on the left-hand side past midfield. Looking for options. Chips it over to the left to Henry. Henry on the left over to Jex. Jex inside the box on the left-hand side. Looking to cross it over. And no runner there. And it will be blue throw-in. Blue throws the ball in. 1-2. Jason emerges with it, puts it in the center over to Jex. Jex just outside the ball. Henry shoots, deflected off the back. Jex brings the ball down to the top of the box, gets it over to Sebastian, shoots, and it goes over the crossbar. It'll be South Florida goal kick. Ball played on the ground to the left-hand side for South Florida. Ball brought up, Lau challenging. No foul called. Ball completed pass of the circle, and Eli with a foul. It'll be South Florida ball just before midfield on the left-hand side. Ball placed down, played on the left quickly, trying to catch Utah out of shape. Blue bringing the ball up inside the attacking third on the left-hand side, top left corner of the penalty box. Ball played back. Florida looking to switch the field over to the far right-hand side. Ball brought down, nice touch. Jex almost getting there. Henry trying to get in on it. Ball played to the left for South Florida and played wider left. Now crossing midfield. South Florida starting to play keep away. Now at midfield. Ball played up in the center. Josh gets a toe on it. That's Sebastian to Josh. Josh to Sebastian. Sebastian breaks a couple of tackles inside the circle in the middle of the field. And he's no foul called. Henry with the stop. And that is a blue throw-in is the call. Blue throws the ball down the line, keeps it away from White, completes a couple of passes there. Lau almost got to it. South Florida, the bottom of the circle at midfield. Jex is able to block the pass. Jex is able to recover the own block. Up on the left-hand side, inside the attacking third, moving over to the left-hand side, looking for help. Jex inside the box, crosses the ball over, and not there. Tried to get Henry. It's the second time Jex has laid the ball across the goal line, waiting for someone to tap it in. Ball played on the left-hand side for South Florida. Kicked up high on the left with the wind at their back, and that ball appears to have gone out of bounds. Ball thrown in quickly, back over to Bryce. Bryce chips the ball to the left-hand side to Tate. Tate has a bit of time and space. He's able to move the ball up to the bottom of the middle third. Gives it to Henry. Henry splits the defenders, gives it over to Sebastian. Sebastian trying to cut in. Not there. Sebastian using his body and dispossessed. Blue challenged by Jex. Blue plays the ball back. Gabe getting in on it. Jex trying to get there. Tate coming in. Tate toes the ball out of bounds. It'll be blue throw-in. South Florida throws the ball in. That's Gabe trying to get in on that. Caused some confusion for Blue. Blue switches the field to the far left-hand side. Ball played wider left just before midfield. Jason Sebastian trying to prevent the ball from crossing midfield. It does. Played wider left as it is. And That is Eli sticking with the ball. Eli running foot for foot. Player down, and the ball rolls out of bounds. The call is corner kick. It'll be the first one of the half and potentially the first one of the game for South Florida. Signal given. 2 steps, ball crossed, nice bend, but it's going to go out of bounds because of the wind. And it'll be goal kick for City SC. Josh plays the ball, Bryce to Josh. Josh to Tate. Tate under a bit of pressure. Brings the ball over, crosses it, gets it over to Brock. Brock facing a high press, gets it to Eli. Eli to Jason. Jason facing a high press. Blue dislodges the ball inside their attacking third. Shot! And it is stopped near the right pole by Bryce, who rolls it out gently over to Josh. Josh plays the ball wider left. And then Tate crosses the ball again to Brock on the right-hand side. Brock plays it farther right to Eli. Eli in the center to Henry. Henry moving the ball up, lobs it up over the right-hand side over to Jex, I believe that is. Jex trying to turn the corner. Challenge, lays it back over to Eli. Eli surveys the pitch, chips the ball up on the right-hand side, gets it to Sebas. Sebas dispossessed by Blue. And Blue keeping it on the left-hand side. Jex is able to body the ball out, starting to turn on the inside, and no foul called. Josh dislodges the ball to Henry. Henry to Tate. Tate brings the ball up at the top of the middle third on the left-hand side and plays the ball left to Henry. Henry back to Tate. Tate against the wind, moving over to the right-hand side, maintains possession, and is fouled. It'll be a free kick in favor of City SC Utah. This one slightly to the left, but pretty near center. It'll be interesting to see what City does. They would be kicking against the wind. Looks like Sebas will be the one to take the kick. Players lined up. Ref gives his whistle. Sebas surveys the pitch in a Superman pose, runs up to the ball, bends it, and it goes to the left-hand side of the goal for the keeper, and he's able to snatch it up. He drop kicks it out to the far left-hand side, brought down by Eli. Eli to Sebas. Sebas swings it wider left over to Henry. Henry slows the pace down, lays it back off to Tate. Tate brings the ball back up again. Tate chips the ball to the left-hand side over to Henry. Henry moves it over to the left, and that's towed out of bounds. It'll be white throw-in. And it looks like South Florida will take a moment to make a substitution. Henry throws the ball to Sebas. No foul called. Tate deflects the pass, but it looks like Brock will get there first. Eli from Brock. Ball switched over to the left-hand side, now over to Tate. Tate stops it with his right foot, brings the ball up, back up into the center. Moves the ball over to the center, switches the field over to the far right-hand side over to Eli. Eli chips the ball up high into the center, headed by Sebas, and it's going to go in, making the score 3-1. Sebas with the header, Eli with the assist from, and he's offsides. Unlucky. Nice display of Aerial control for Sebastian. Unfortunate that it does not count. It'll be goal kick. Well, it'll be offsides from the spot of the foul. And a miscommunication. And it'll be white throw-in. Tate will be taking a rare throw-in. He gets it over to Lau. Lau to Tate. Tate against the line, keeps it inbounds, takes on 2 players. The ball goes out of bounds, and the call is blue throw-in. Ball quickly thrown into the center, chested up, headed back, brought down by Josh. Josh resets back over to Brock. Ball towed back over to Bryce, and Bryce kicks the ball to the far right-hand side.
Come on. Come on, let's go.
Jex challenges and a foul. Against Jex, it'll be blue, free kick at midfield. The ball played into the center. Right-footed pass to the right-hand side. Ball played wider right, just at midfield. Ball played into the center. Josh challenging. And they lay it off to the left-hand side. Florida back to the center. Moving to the right-hand side, swinging it farther right. Henry on defense. Ball played wider right. Henry gets a toe on it. Tate will recover. Tate lobs the ball up on the left. Gets it over to Gabe. Gabe just outside the top of the box. Moves to the right. Dispossessed. Shot. Blocked. Shot again and cleared out by Blue. Unlucky for Gabe. Blue from the bottom of their middle third on the right-hand side. Plays it wider right, and a running through ball, and goes through, dangerous, and a penalty awarded. Penalty awarded to Florida. Bryce down in pain. So an opportunity here for South Florida to find an equalizer here in the second half, down a goal. Ref gives the whistle, run up to the ball, right foot a kick, and it goes in the buried on the right-hand side. The score, 2-2.
Let's step it up, guys. Come on.
And it looks like City is taking a moment to put a couple of substitutes on. West coming on, Will coming on. I believe Gabe coming off. Brock coming off. Ball played back for City. Sebas fakes the pass at the center of the circle, gives it over to Henry. Henry to Josh. Josh to Tate. Tate surveys the pitch. Crosses the ball to the far side. It'll be intercepted. No. Deflected off of, no, the call is blue throw-in. Sebas challenging. Ball played back for Florida. Florida plays it wide left, down the left-hand side. South Florida working on building it up from their defensive half. Chipped up over to the far right-hand side. Tate wins the header, gets it up over to the left-hand side. Will hustling to get there, played back to the keeper, and they lob it up high. And it will go all the way to Josh. Josh to Tate. Tate breaks a tackle, keeps it down on the left-hand side over to Will. Will inside the attacking third against the baseline. Now ball crossed over and kicked out of bounds by South Florida. It will be corner kick for Utah. Henry plays the ball short to Sebas. Sebas, stutter step, dispossessed. Henry gets the ball loose. Sebas will recover, puts the ball into the center. Through, recovered over to Josh, swung over to the left-hand side. Nash on the left, shot, and it goes in. Nash puts City up 3-2. South Florida with the kickoff. Down to the bottom of the circle. They keep possession, then swing it over to the left-hand side. They're able to recover a bit of a heavy bounce there, but they get it on the left. They cycle the ball into the center, looking for a switch over to the far right-hand side. And they're able to connect. Ball connected into the center and dislodged. It will be Eli who gets it over to Nash. Nash then chips the ball to the far left-hand side, over to Will. Will moves to his left, dispossessed and then cleared out by Blue. West will recover. His pass is intercepted by Blue. Blue on the left-hand side, just past midfield, challenged by West. At the top of the circle for Blue. No foul called there despite the South Florida player down on the ground. Ball played over to the far right-hand side for Blue. Blue plays the ball back. Swung over to the left-hand side, more in the center now. Swung farther left. They're able to maintain possession. West challenging. Coming through Henry, trying to block the passing lane, and Eli is able to get a toe on that ball, chested down by Blue. Blue inside the attacking third. Stutter step, plays the ball back more into the center. Henry marking his man, ball going over to the right-hand side. Will helping out. Ball over on the right. Tate on defense. Tate dislodges the ball with his right foot, and Blue will recover. Blue kicks the ball to the left-hand side, chesting it over. Inside the box. Shot blocked at the bottom right corner of the pole by Bryce. Ball rolled out over to the left-hand side, over to Josh now. Josh keeps it down on the ground over to Will. Will looking for help. He gets it from Tate. Tate stands looking for help. Right-footed kick. Chested up by Jex. Ball over to the left-hand side. And cleared out by Bryce. Bryce to Eli, dispossessed. Blue, just at the top of the box, and a player goes down. A foul called against Blue. Bryce kicks the ball up to the right-hand side and cleared out by Josh and played over to the right-hand side for Blue. Blue plays it wider right, bottle in hand. That was awesome. Blue completes a pass, keeping it on the right-hand side, plays it wider right. Henry with the tackle, gets the ball over to Josh. Josh with his left foot, pass intercepted. Josh again dislodges the ball. Sebastian picking up the slack, lays it off over to Eli. Eli Oh, plays the ball back over to Bryce. Bryce in front of the box. And Florida with the equalizer.
Come on, City, let's go.
Ball down to the feet of White, passed over to Tate. Tate needing to press up high. Tate crossing midfield on the left-hand side, unchallenged so far. Tate taking the brunt of it and a foul called against Blue. It was all foot. Ball played from Josh to Tate. Tate inside the attacking third, left over to Will. Will crosses the ball to the top of the box, trying to get to Henry, not there. And it is ball pass back from Nash, chipped up over, and that will roll out of bounds. It'll be Blue throw-in from the top of their defensive third on the left-hand side. Nash challenging, gets the ball to West, dispossessed, Nash recovers. Nash brings the ball up the center, attacking third, ball now at Henry's feet. Henry plays it wide left over to Will. Will at the top of the box lays it off over to Tate. Tate shimmies to the right-hand side, challenged, switches it up in the middle, trying to get it over to Sebastian, picked up by West. West shoots, and it goes wide right. It'll be goal kick for South Florida. Corner kick, never mind. Looks like Wes will be taking the corner. The wind a factor. Here comes the kick. Up high, lobbing, headed wide and not there. It was Sebastian going for the rebound shot. It'll be goal kick for Blue. Ball played wide left for Blue. And that is Jex challenging. Ball goes out of bounds. It is Blue throw-in. Ball thrown in by Blue. Ball crossed over to the right-hand side. Tate is able to tow that ball. Tate on defense and stays with his man, cuts the ball through, no foul called, and Blue at midfield switches the ball to the far left-hand side over Eli's head. They have a runner crossed into the center, and it'll be Jason who gets that ball out. And a foul called against Blue. Must have happened off camera. So Bryce rolls it over to Josh. Josh up to Tate. Tate needs to push the ball up forward on the left-hand side. He gives it to Henry. Back to Tate. Tate back to Will. Back to Tate. Tate crosses the ball up high into the center, headed away by Blue. And that is Wes who is able to tow that ball away, heads it to Eli. Eli to Jason. Jason over to the far right-hand side over to Henry. Henry bringing the ball up on the right channel, and he's looking for Will. Almost there. Will challenging a man twice his size. Blue maintains possession, and it goes out of bounds. Off of Nash, it'll be Blue throwing. throws the ball down the line, bobbled up, and then headed over the back by Nash. No foul called. Wes trying to get that ball again. No foul called. Blue at midfield. Blue. And a foul called there on Jason.
Abre la cancha ahora. Abre la cancha bien. Que te vaya a buscar lejos.
South Florida at the top of the circle. They play it quickly on the left-hand side, trying to find the lead, finding a goal late in the second half. The score tied 3-3. Ball played back on the left-hand side. That's Wes challenging. Nash challenging. And Jex challenging. Blue swinging the ball. There's a tackle by Sebastian. And Blue will maintain possession, playing it up on the right, and a foul called against Josh. Sandwiched between Josh and Henry. It'll be a free kick, dead center of the pitch. Plenty of distance, but the wind behind their backs certainly is within striking distance for South Florida.
Más cerca para el rebote. Más cerca para el rebote.
Three-man wall for Utah. South Florida takes 5 steps back for the run up to the ball. Then he patiently walks up about 3. Ref gives the whistle, run up 1-2, shot! And that one's gonna go well above the crossbar. It will be goal kick for Utah. Bryce plays the ball down on the ground on the right-hand side, then played back. Ball switched over to the far left, over to Tate, who chests it down. Plays it back to Josh. Josh surveys the pitch from about 17 yards out, left-footed on the ground to Sebastian. Sebastian dispossessed. Will challenging for the ball. Blue still with it. And Will capitalizes on the non-call. Will somehow still gets the ball, gets it to Sebastian. Sebastian. Pass not there. Wind up, Jason in the box. No foul called. Blue settles the ball down, and there's the foul called against Will. And it will be a free kick almost from the exact same spot, maybe 7 or so yards closer this time. Four-man wall for Utah. Ref gives the whistle. Run up. Shot. Oh, and that one into the parking lot. It'll be goal kick here for Utah. Ball played over to the right-hand side. Chipped up over, brought down by Jex. Nice touch. And then a right-hand side run. Nash on the right. Ball crossed over to Sebastian. Sebastian controls. Deflected and then cleared out. Unlucky for Utah. What a nice sequence there. Unlucky that it didn't go in. Now South Florida bringing the ball from the bottom of the circle at the middle. Now on the right-hand side. Tate trying to cut the toes off. Not there. Brawl in the center. West trying to get there. Towed out by Eli. Blue will maintain control though. Blue lays it off on the left-hand side, and Jex will recycle it. Get it back to Bryce. Bryce with his right foot keeps it on the right-hand side. Gets it over to, I believe that is Nash. Nash back over to Eli. Eli swings it wide. It is intercepted. Blue. Ball being chased down by Henry. Henry right there, forcing the ball to go back. Ball going over to the left-hand side now for Florida. Florida kicks it down the left channel, and Eli, and a foul called against Blue. Ball swung over to the left-hand side. It's going to go to the feet of Tate. Tate touches it with his left foot, brings the ball up, slows down, puts it back over to Josh. Josh swings it farther wide right over to Jason. Jason now over to Eli on the right-hand side. Eli down the right slot, connects with Nash. Nash cuts back into the center, looking for some help, crosses the ball over. Gets it over to Sebas. Sebas is dispossessed, and it will roll out of bounds. It'll be a white throw-in. Tate throws the ball back to Will with his right foot. Now Will shimmies to the right, plays the ball back over to Josh. Josh, left foot, crossed over, intended for Jex, but Blue will get there first. Blue places the ball into the center in traffic. West challenges, but Blue will emerge with the ball. Blue at midfield on the left, kicks it a little bit too high, and it will roll to the feet of Bryce, who yeets it out over to Tate. Tate pushing from the left-hand side. Tate needing to run up higher, plays it down on the left-hand side over to Will. Will shimmies to the right, lays it back off over to Tate. Tate pauses, shifts the ball up high into the center, intended for Sebas, brought down by Blue. Henry challenging for the ball, and it's kicked out of bounds. It'll be white throw-in. Tate throws the ball into Josh. Josh brings the ball up. Pass intercepted. Henry challenging for the ball. Henry not there. The ball's played back to the keeper. And swung to the far left. City looking for an City looking to take the lead. Ball deflected. And Jason is able to bring it down, swings it to the right over to Eli. Eli to West. West back over to Eli. Eli plays the ball back over to Jason. Jason to Josh. Josh up the center to Tate. Tate plays it wide left to Henry. Henry down the line to Will. Will moving down, cuts inside the box, sliding in, and it's kicked out of bounds. It'll be white throw-in. Tate throws the ball in to Sebas. Sebas, stutter steps, dispossessed. Blue now on the counterattack, plays it into the center, and that ball is chipped up way too high, and it'll be white throw-in. Tate throws the ball back to Josh. Josh back over to Tate. Tate needing a sense of urgency, plays it in the center to Sebas. Sebas down the line to Henry. Henry over to Will on the left-hand side. Will crosses the ball over, headed up. And at the goal line, it doesn't go in. Nice effort. Ball rolled over to the left-hand side for Florida. Florida with rejuvenated energy, trying to find a goal in the last final minutes. Ball crossed in, stopped by Josh, and it will roll out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick.
Ari.
South Florida takes 3 paces back. Run up ball bending, and it's going to go out of bounds. The wind playing a factor in that one. It'll be goal kick for Utah. Reyes kicks the ball up. The wind will be a factor. Brought down by Will. Tate will recover. Tate plays the ball back over to Josh. Josh kicks that ball high to the far right-hand side. Nash trying to get there. It'll be cleared out by Blue, and it will be white throw-in in front of the blue bench. Eli throws it in the center over to Henry. Henry heads it back over to Sebastian, who chips it up. And a foul called against Blue gives City SC an opportunity late in the second half with a free kick. Looks like it'll be Josh who will be kicking into the wind. Ref gives the whistle. Josh runs up, kicks, stopped just under the crossbar, and that is full time. The game going to PKs.
I don't think so. I think it's a showcase.
Maybe that's the game because it's a showcase of the final score, 3-3.